Welcome back to LatiNation. I'm your host, Humberto Guida. Bantamweight up-and-coming MMA fighter John Castaneda was able to defeat one of his most experienced opponents to date when he picked up a split decision victory over Gabriel Solorio at Combate Americas 4. Now, ever since joining Combate Americas nearly a year ago, El Sexy Mexi has been able to parlay the success in his fights to becoming one of the promotion's most recognized and marketed fighters. And now he brings his power punches and extreme takedowns right here to LatiNation. En Acción, brought to you by the U.S. Army. Find out more at goarmy.com.
My name is John Castaneda. I fight out of Minneapolis, Minnesota for Combate Americas. My fighting weight is 135, so we're Bantamweight.
I think it's an honor, it's an absolute honor being one of their first champions, and I say that with confidence, I will be the champion.
At age 4, I moved to Minnesota where my mom had family. As I was growing up, she noticed that I was just a very aggressive little boy, and so she put me in sports like football and wrestling. And I think that, growing up throughout middle school and high school, that I just kind of started to favor wrestling, obviously. And so I wrestled in middle school and high school, and then I wrestled collegiately as well. I started competing professionally when I was a junior in college. And so after I graduated school, I had the option, to obviously pursue a full-time career. And I actually initially started doing that. I was applying for full-time jobs, and then I just kind of had like a life epiphany. I'm only young one time. I love this sport, and I want to pursue this sport. And so I think that was the best thing I did for myself. I have my degrees now. I'm pursuing this sport that I obviously love, and I have a backup plan, which is my degrees.
This is history right here.
You got a prediction?
Knockout.
Combate Americas is a promotion highlighting and showcasing the new Latino-American MMA fighters, up-and-coming, promising fighters. So Combate Americas actually reached out to me while I was in school, and they had offered me a chance to compete in their reality show. It's very comparable to the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter show. So they discovered me. I thought it was super cool, at the time. I was in school, these guys had reached out to me. But what it meant for me at the time was that I would have to take a full semester off of school. And at that point, I knew for a fact that, it wasn't going to be the only opportunity that I had. And so I wanted to focus 100% on my schooling. I kept doing local shows, and sure enough, as I graduated school, here they are, they come calling again, and now I'm fighting for their Bantamweight World Championship.
The ref is going to stop the fight.
Mike Beltran is watching the action. He may be very close to stopping this matchup. Can John Castaneda finish off Angel Cruz? He does it!
I think it's an honor. I think it's super cool being a part of the promotion, not only because I'm a part of this brand new promotion that is just making waves in the MMA community, but I think since the get-go, I feel as though that I've almost been one of the faces of the company. I've been on literally almost every show. I've come out victorious in every show. We have commercials and stuff like that. I'm always a part of that media. So it's an honor.
2 warriors will enter La Jaula, but only one will leave with gold.
The best thing about being a professional fighter is just, I personally think the willingness and the ableness to be able to impose your will on another human being. Obviously you guys are both training for the same exact thing. And so when you win a fight, it's like, wow, obviously I worked harder for this, and that's a very gratifying and, good feeling to have. I think that alone is what the sport is all about. It's really, for me, it's not about the money or any fame that may or may not come with it. It's honestly just about, because I'm a very aggressive person and I love this sport. I love to practice it. I love to go into practice every single day. I love to get better every single day. And so when I get to showcase those skills on someone else, it's an honor.
All right, people, we are out of time, but before we sign off, we want to thank our guests, John Castaneda, Jury Boy, the California Immigrant Youth Justice Alliance, and Los Rumberos de Massachusetts. Remember to check out more at LatiNation.tv. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can hit me up directly on Twitter at Humberto Guida. Now, on the way out, here's a little bit more from Los Rumberos de Massachusetts. Till next time, peace.